Hey everyone, True Review here. Really quickly, for anyone who looked at the title of this video and immediately shat themselves, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Lol, like there are actually people that follow this channel. So I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys over the past few months asking me what's going on with this, what's happening with that, and just what the fuck do you think you're doing, etc, etc. So I thought instead of answering everyone individually, I'll just go ahead and make a video explaining what's going on with this channel. In particular, I'm going to be talking about my past project series and tell you what's happening with those. I'd imagine that most of you don't know what I mean when I talk about project series, but these are the video series that I've done that I put most of my effort into and tried to create original and unique shows. The series I'm referring to are The History of Unreal, Deus Ex Lore, and the two Danganronpa parodies, and a lot of you have been asking if there are going to be any more, and the answer kind of differs between each series, so I'll go through them in turn. So first off is the Unreal series. For those of you who don't know or just weren't paying attention, this is a series I made a few years ago that documented the development of all of the older Unreal games, from Unreal Gold all the way up to Unreal Tournament 3. It talks about how each one was made, and then it goes into a sort of review about all of them in turn. I've said in the past that I'd honour this series when a new Unreal game comes out, and at this moment in time, I fully intend to keep that promise. I'm aware that a new Unreal Tournament is in alpha, or possibly beta right now, but I haven't actually played it yet. This is because I'm waiting for it to come out in its finished state before I cover it. So with regards to this series, just be patient, and maybe one day you'll see a new video on it. Or if you didn't care, then whatever, you haven't lost anything. The next one is the Deus Ex Lore series. This was kind of a spiritual successor series to the Unreal one, but focuses purely on the story of Deus Ex. It's presented as a docudrama, much like what you'd see on the History Channel, and it covers, well, at the time of when the series went out at least, the entire Deus Ex story, starting at the beginning of the timeline and ending with Invisible War. Now, as you're well aware, since then a new Deus Ex game came out called Mankind Divided, and I've been getting asked quite a lot if a new Deus Ex lore video will come out based on this new title. Now, here's where my answer differs from before. Before Mankind Divided came out, I fully intended to make a new video covering the story of this new game, but I knew there were going to be some issues with it. The fact is that I wouldn't have been able to simply insert it into the already existing series that I'd made, and I knew that there were potential factors that could contradict what I had already said before. I was originally going to create a spin-off lore series called The Deus Ex Archives, and have Mankind Divided as the first part. I was even going to ask Eidos Montreal for permission to get the voice actor who played Bob Page to do a few lines and have an awesome intro sequence, but unfortunately, when I finally got round to playing Mankind Divided, my feelings changed on the matter. If you've watched my rant video on it, then you'll be aware of how I feel about this game. It's got the best gameplay in the series, but it easily has the worst story in the series, and this is a problem for when it comes to making a new video. The lore series is purely about the story side of the game in question, and if I personally felt that the story was boring, then any video I do on it will inevitably be boring as well, which defeats the point of making a video in the first place. The saddest thing about all of this is that I fear that this is how the Deus Ex series is going to be from now on. I'm aware that Eidos is already making a sequel to Mankind Divided, even before that game got launched, and I'm afraid that the days of me caring about the story side of the franchise may have already come to an end. This puts the future of the lore series into question, as I might be giving it up completely. At the very least, I can confirm that there won't be a new video based on Mankind Divided, and for the time being, I'm going to say that this particular series is closed. I may reopen it again one day and make more videos on it, but honestly, I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm officially going to leave the project alone for now. I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear though. Now then! Let's talk about the parody, as I imagine that most of you who are wondering about any new projects in the works will be wondering about another parody. If you are, then first off, I'd like to thank you all for supporting it and for spreading the word. When I made those series, I certainly wasn't expecting it to have the impact that it seemed to have had. I've been informed that quite a few people have seen both of the shows, and have then gone out and made stuff based on it. I've seen some fan art, there's some fan videos. One guy's even making an Indonesian translated version of Parody 1. I've noticed the phrase, "Hope Jesus," appear in chats and forums, and I'm really hoping that turns into a meme. That'd be fucking awesome. One guy's done a massive article on Parody 1 on TV tropes, check it out if you haven't already, and yeah, it's gotten some attention, and that really means a lot to me. In fact, it might be the first thing that I've made that's been so widely talked about, and I can't describe how happy that makes me feel. But you want to know if there are going to be more parody series, don't you? And I'm really sad to say this, but the odds of another one happening are pretty slim right now. There's a few reasons for why this is. Firstly, I've had people ask me if I'll parody the new anime series. Unfortunately, the answer is a firm no. I'm not sure how I'd make one using anime cutscenes anyway, but the real reason for it not happening is because of the nature of copyright strikes. Strikes are more commonly handed out to those who abridge anime series, and if I start getting them for parodying the anime, then that puts my channel in danger, and it could potentially bring about the end of my YouTube career. So the anime is flat out not happening. So what about Ultra Super Duper Mega Awesome Stupid Title Despair Girl spin-off thing? And what about the new game coming out as well? Well, seeing as I haven't played Danganronpa 3 due to it not being out yet, I can't tell if I'll be able to derive humour from it, so that's not even an option right now. Leaving the other one. Now, whilst a parody on the spin-off would be very challenging, what with the introduction of anime scenes, moving 3D sprites, and a third-person shooting mechanic that I'm not sure would fit into a parody series, it's kind of doable, I suppose. However, at this moment in time, I'm sorry to announce that I won't be making a parody on it. Now, to explain why, I'm going to have to take you behind the scenes of Parody 2 real quick. When I finished making Parody 1, I was on cloud 9. I was so stoked that I'd made a series like that, and all I wanted to do was make another one. Now, there's a recurring theme when I come to make any project series, and that is to try to outdo what I did the last time by as much as possible. I'm not trying to say that I'm Peter Molyneux because I do actually like what I've made, but I'll always try to make the next one even better if possible. So when I started working on Parody 2, I began learning how to use a more advanced editing program. I started doing stuff to the script to make it seem fresh to those who already knew about Danganronpa 2. The casting phase was much more rigorous than the last time, as I searched high and low for decent actors, as I'm sure you can tell. But more than that, I decided to try to make it resemble an anime series as much as possible. By that I mean have 24 episodes in the series, or at least one episode each week, as if trying to simulate what it's like seeing a new series air on TV. Now, whilst I was able to do this for the most part, I will admit one thing. I fucked up. I'll hold my hands up to this and admit that I wasn't really aware of how long it'd take, on video editing alone, to get an episode done. And trying to cram it into 1 week, on top of the fact that I also work a full-time job, and I'm away from home for several days at a time, meant that I only really had about 3 to 4 days per week to complete the video editing from start to finish. It meant that for 8 months straight, I would go to work in the morning, come home about 10 o'clock at night the next day, and instead of having a drink and going to bed, I'd load up Sony Vegas and work on the video till about 2 in the morning. Then on my days off, it was video editing from 10 AM right up until midnight, stopping only for meals and bathroom breaks. I did this for 8 months, and I'm sad to say that what started out as something that I was really hyped up about doing, turned into something that I had to do, and if I wasn't able to get the video out in time, then I'd basically be letting you guys down and lying about what I'd promised to deliver, and I didn't want to do that. But as a result, I lost most of my free time, my social life suffered, and my mental health suffered as well. Well, sort of, but not too much. Now, I want to make it crystal clear that I in no way whatsoever regret making that series. I am so bloody proud of it, and I still think that it came out much better than I could have ever expected. I'm really glad that I was able to make it, and that will never change. However, firing up another parody series would mean going headfirst back into that routine, and to be honest, that's a routine that I never want to ever have to touch again. And the last thing I want to do is say, hey, I'm making a new parody series, first episode is out tomorrow, followed by another one sometime next year. Hope you'll wait patiently. Nah, f*** that, that's asking too much of the viewer. So I'm afraid to say that, at least for the time being, the parody series has come to an end as well. Now, since then, I've had people ask me for permission to use this and that from the series, and in a few cases, I've lent my voice to Danganronpa related videos. And following on from that, I just want to let you guys know that if you want me to support a Danganronpa related project of your own, then I don't mind. Drop me a message and we'll work something out. In fact, if anyone was thinking of making a spiritual successor parody series, then I may even consider working with you and helping you out with certain parts. Again, drop me a message and we'll talk. I can't promise that I'll agree to help you, it depends on certain things, but I'll certainly listen to you and help if I can. Also, if several of you are wanting to do it, then I can only help out one person. Maybe one at a time, I don't know. So, now that that's all been cleared, where does that leave this channel? Well, for those of you who only tune in for my top 10 videos or my rant videos, then rejoice and be glad, for that is all I'll be making from here on out. Or at least until I get some sort of divine inspiration. I'll still be uploading a regular video every week, so you can all tell me how wrong I am for not mentioning a certain game, but at least know that I'm still active. Now, despite everything I've said, I am actually working on a new project right now. However, it's not going to be YouTube based. I've told a few of you already, but I'm seriously considering making a visual novel, and I've already started working on a script. It's already coming out much better than I expected. It's still early days, as I first need to save up somewhere in the region of about £10,000 to £20,000, maybe more. F*** knows where I'll get that from. Might kickstart it, but I doubt that'd work. I need to find someone who's freaking amazing at drawing anime or manga for the artwork, because I can't draw for shit. And I need to find either an individual or a group who can compose music for a soundtrack. Don't even have an idea of what the soundtrack will sound like. But none of this is going to affect this channel, and if I do make any videos relating to it, then I'll create a separate channel and post stuff there. So, all in all, that's what's happening with True Review. If you're here for more project work, sucks to be you. JK, but thanks for supporting, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I am just one dude after all, and if you're here for the regular crap, then more crap coming your way. If there's anything else you were wondering about, then leave a comment below and I'll try to get back to you. And that is all. See ya!
Sometimes I think this life is killing me. Sometimes I think this life is killing me. I swear.